Your confidence is how much you trust yourself. And I want to ask, do you trust you? Your self-confidence is the key to taking action for your dream. The title of this conversation is Building Self-Confidence Quickly. Well, welcome back to the Dream Lifestyle Podcast. I'm grateful to have you here today as we are here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to take one step towards our dream lifestyle. And so if you're new here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so that way you can join a community of dreamers who simply want to make an impact on their communities, on culture, as well as you can stay up to date with all of our conversations throughout the month. It really will be a blessing to you. I'm grateful for you, and I do not take it for granted. And so today's conversation, we're talking about building self-confidence quickly. All right, building self-confidence quickly. And this is important for each and every one of us as dreamers, because regardless of whatever level you're on, whether you have a lot of money saved in the bank, whether you have a whole bunch of homes, whether you have an amazing business that's running, each and every one of us needs to maintain and keep at a very high level our self-confidence. And your self-confidence is directly linked to how much you trust yourself. To put it another way, your self-confidence is linked to whether or not you honor your word. Meaning that when you say you're going to do something, you actually do it. And this is important because when we look at ourselves in the mirror every single day, we want to know, number one, that we love who we see. But number two, we want to know that we can trust who we see in the mirror each and every day. And the way in which we build that trust with ourselves, the way in which we build our self-confidence is simply by being consistent. Okay, it's simply by being consistent. And in this conversation, I'm just going to be sharing with you three areas that you can start being consistent in, so that way you can really start building your self-confidence. And the reason why I titled this that you can build your confidence quickly is because these are all very practical things that you can start right now. These are all practical things that you can start literally the next day, the morning that after which you watch this. Okay. These are very quick things, quick hit things that will really allow you to love who you see in the mirror. And more importantly, trust who you see in the mirror. Okay. And so the first thing, just to jump right into it, the first thing, the first habit, the first thing that you can start being consistent in, so that way you can build your self-confidence, is working out. Working out will absolutely boost your self-confidence by 1,000%, simply because it will be the hardest part of your day. It is the hardest part of your day. And I would even go as far to say that you should do it in the mornings, just because if you're anyone like me where you're a morning person, that's when you have the most energy. And so it is very important for you, and it will be beneficial for you if you get a workout in the morning, so that way you can say, the very first thing that I do, yes, it's spend time with God. Yes, it's pray. But in terms of physically, the very first thing that I do, just on a very practical earthly level, is I work out. And this is going to be the hardest thing that I do the entire day. Yes, there's going to be meetings. Yes, there's going to be presentations. Yes, there's going to be strategizing, and there's going to need to be errands and this and that. But you can know with confidence that your workout will be the hardest part of your day. And Dan Martell, he has a really good saying that I enjoy, where he basically says to fatigue the body so you can tame the mind, right? Fatigue the body so that way you can properly control your mind. And so when you really get your physical body, your body in a space where, okay, I'm working it, it's your way to basically start focusing and thinking on a higher level. You'll find you'll have clearer thoughts, you'll have more energy going into your days, so on and so forth. And that is all from simply getting started with implementing working out. Now, I don't want you to be intimidated by this idea of working out, simply because I'm not telling you to start going to the gym 5 days a week. What I am telling you to do is to add it to your life and start small. Start small when you think about wherever it is that you're working out. Now, if you're in a good rhythm, then good, stay there. But the important piece about working out is that you set a time when you're going to go, and you're going to say, I am going, and you actually show up and do the workout. Whatever it is, it doesn't, even if you go and you only do like 50 jumping jacks, or you only do, 100 reps on your jump rope, or you go there and you really lift weights. It doesn't matter necessarily what you do, but the important part is that you are showing up for yourself, saying, I value my physical body, and because I value my physical body, I will also reap the benefits in every other area of my life because I'm taking care of myself physically. Hey, I want to take a second and invite you to the Dreamer Symposium. This year's theme is Next Level Living, and this is a 2-day growth conference for you to set big New Year's goals, for you to strategize for success, and for you to network with other like-minded dreamers. Listen, this is a conference that you do not want to miss. It's changed the lives of many, and I believe it can change yours as well. So be sure to go to dreamersymposium.com or to go in the description link below so that way you can claim your spot to go to the Dreamer Symposium. Whether you get a VIP ticket or a gold ticket, I just want you to do what you need to do for you to be in the room. It's happening on December 7th in Jackson, New Jersey, and it's going to be special. It's going to be life-changing, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now, let's get back to the episode. Okay, so there's a mental component when you really start going to the gym where you know this is the hardest part of my day, and if I can tackle this part, I can tackle anything else that's thrown at me simply by working out. Now, the second benefit to actually implementing working out is the fact that you can actually see results. Okay, you can actually see the results. And for a lot of us, you know, you may be a business owner, you could be a real estate agent, you may be an executive, you may be a manager, you may be an assistant, whatever it is. A lot of times when you think about whatever your job is, you might not be seeing the impact of your work immediately. It might be some months before you actually, quote unquote, reap the fruit, reap the benefits of whatever work that you're putting in now. But when you work out, best believe you will see the results a lot faster in the realm of working out than you will your job. That's just what it is, simply because you're going to feel sore. Yes, it might feel uncomfortable, but that soreness is only an indication that you're getting stronger. And the more and more you go, the more comfortable you will be with being sore. But you're actually going to see results from your intentional action. And that is the benefit of working out, because you won't feel like, you know, you're just doing something to do it. You won't feel less enthusiastic about going to the gym, because you simply know that when I go to the gym and I do whatever workouts laid in front of me, whether I've invested in a trainer or I'm just going and I'm, you know, doing a workout that I saw on TikTok or I saw on Instagram, whatever the case is, you go knowing that whatever I put in here at the gym, I will reap the benefits, because physically, if you lift weights, you will get stronger. If you run, you will be in more shape. These are facts. All right, these are just facts. So the first quick win to building your self-confidence is working out, simply because you will get results and you will be in a much better mental space when you just think about how you attack the rest of your day, because it's going to be the hardest part of your day is working out, getting a sweat in. Okay. Number two, the second thing that you can do just as a quick win to build your self-confidence is to be on time. Simple as that. Being on time. I'm not telling you to add anything to your schedule. I'm not telling you to necessarily even do any more, but I am challenging you to simply be on time to the things that are already on your plate. And let me be clear on what being on time actually means, because if the meeting starts at 11, that does not mean showing up at 10:58. Being on time means I'm going to show up at least 15 minutes early or 10 minutes early or an hour early, depending on the context of whatever is on your schedule. But when you think about being on time, you will feel so much better and way more confident in yourself, because you will be showing up ready to go. You will be showing up probably earlier than other people, because a lot of people are not on time. But by you being intentional with, okay, I'm going to be on time, I'm going to show up early, you are basically going to be allowing yourself to say, you know what, I'm ready for whatever this next engagement is, whether it's a meeting, whether it's a presentation, whether it's, you know, a walkthrough, whatever you have to do. But really be intentional, just again, as a quick win. You can start doing this right now. Start being on time to things, because you're going to actually not be, you know, rushed. You're not going to feel like the world is falling. You're not going to feel like, you know, the Mr. Krabs meme, but you're actually going to say, okay, I'm here. I can be fully present. So that means I can show up my best to whatever this thing is, because I've chosen to be on time. And one of the best rules, principles, guidelines, doctrine, policy, whatever you want to call it, that I've found really helps me is the mantra of being on time, or I should say early is on time. Okay, that's the rule. Being early is on time. Being on time is late, and then late, just don't bother showing up. And if you want to improve your self-confidence, I'm going to encourage you to start being on time in the context of that principle, meaning be early, show up on time. And if you really want to take that step to the next level, really be prepared. So if you have a meeting, making sure that you're doing research on whoever it is that you're having the meeting with. If you have a walkthrough, making sure that you've prepared questions, whatever your context of preparation looks like, meaning that when you're on time, you're also really ready to go. So that way, when the meeting happens, when the workout begins, whatever the engagement is, you are prepared. And when you are prepared, people are going to take notice and they will change how they respond to you because you made the decision to be on time, AKA being early. All right, 10 to 15 minutes early, an hour early, 30 minutes early, whatever it is, right? So just let me flesh that out. Let me go deeper on that point. So how early you get there does depend on the engagement. If you have a Zoom meeting, then I personally like to try to get on Zoom meetings at least 5 minutes before, right? At least 5 minutes, just because you just don't know. It makes sure that you're set. You just have that peace of mind that we talked about. But, you might not want to be 5 minutes early if it's an in-person meeting. For an in-person meeting, you might need to be, or it will better serve you if you're like 15 minutes early or 10 minutes early, right? So you can really see people coming in. You can use the bathroom if necessary. You can get a cup of coffee. You can get, tea, whatever it is, but you're really there 15 minutes early, or if you're in a conference setting, get there 30 minutes early, get there an hour early. So you basically are giving yourself another opportunity to network, another opportunity to really get settled, find your seat, get registered, checked in, the whole nine. But you get that by being intentional with being on time, with whatever context, meaning that you just show up early. And by doing this, you will gain self-confidence, all right? Your self-confidence will grow as a result of your decision to simply show up on time to things. It's very, very important, okay? And then the last thing, number 3, just another quick win, all right? Quick wins, quick way in order for you to build your self-confidence. Number 3 is to make a daily to-do list. Make a daily to-do list. Now, why is this important? As you go through your day, each and every one of us has responsibilities. We have tasks. We all have things to do. But when you are intentional with simply creating that daily to-do list, saying, okay, I have to work out, check. I have to, meet with so-and-so. I have to send X number of emails. I have to post this content. I have to do this. I have to do that and the other. When you are able to easily see all that you have to do in a day, number one, you'll realize that, okay, it's not as much as you might think. So you're not going to feel as, all over the place. But as you start to go through your day and you actually start doing all the things, when the day is done, you're going to be able to look at your list of to-dos and you'll be able to say, I did that. This is not a feeling. This is a fact. Those items have been checked off and completed, thus building your confidence, thus building your ability to trust yourself. And these are just very simple, quick things that you can start doing right now. Now, whether you want to be super ambitious and go for it and implement all 3 of these things, if you don't already have it, then go for it. But I'm encouraging you just to go for one, okay? Just one. Whether that's, just as a recap, working out, implementing working out into your day to day. Whether you want to work out 3 times a week, 2 times a week, once a week, wherever you're at, you gauge that based on your schedule and your physical health currently. But you need to start small, all right? That's the key with really all these. Start small. So working out is number 1. Number 2, making a decision to be on time, all right? People value time, and time is your most valuable asset. So you need to steward it well. And so you can do that by beginning to be on time. And then number 3 is making a daily to-do list. So that way, at the end of the day, when you've done all there is to do, you're able to see all that you have completed, not where you're mixing up next week's tasks with now, or, what you might have missed later on, whatever, or you're thinking ahead. You're able to say, okay, in this particular day, I did all that I was supposed to do. And that is a win. And all of these things will help you be able to look in the mirror so you can love yourself and trust yourself, so you can be self-confident in who you are and what you bring to the table. All right. So I hope that this conversation was helpful to you. I hope that you were able to pull some gems out that you're able to properly apply to your life, so that way you can take that big step of faith towards your dream lifestyle. And so I'm going to ask you to do 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to ask you to download the end of year audit, so that way you can get a clear picture as to how this year actually went. So that way you're not, guessing, you're not trying to think about or operating from a place of recency bias or feelings when it comes to how 2024 went. It basically has 5 questions that you can answer. Take your time so you can really get a clear picture as to how was this year for me, so that way I can properly step into my next. All right. So you can do that by downloading downloading the end of your audit. The link is in the description link below, whether you're watching me or listening to me on a podcast platform. Secondly, I'm going to ask you to send this to someone that you know. I'm going to ask you to send this to another leader, send this to another dreamer who wants to take that one big step towards their dream, whatever it may be, in whatever space. This is a space where anything is possible. So as you get ready for our next conversation, be sure to check out our last conversation, and just always remember, anything is possible. Anything is possible when you lead yourself well.